is enough, and it's time for a change!
Are you ready?
It is Sunday, and you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Give me a hell yeah!
If you some man!
Ooh, yeah!
With Kenny Killer.
Hey yo!
We're in the big D tonight, baby, and we are live! Woo!
I'm the Goldust Sugar Shook.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best ever will be! Cause that's the bottom line! The Stone Cold Sexer!
Hello and welcome to the Sunday Segue episode 74. This is me, Shugs, hashtag Tech Guy, and today we've got a special edition of the show, mostly made up by my fellow countrymen. And then with just some guy whose dad's a pirate thrown in as well. So first of all, you may recognise the voices from the WrestleMania special show, but we have Nicholas Medhurst, aka Branstano, aka Rooster. How you doing, mate?
That's me. I'm good, man. How are you?
Well, you know how I am. Same old shit. And another Welshman, all the way from the valleys in Merthyr. We have Ryan Mad Dog Murphy.
How's it going?
Great, mate, great. And a long-time listener and contributor to the show, we have Jace the Ace Clarkson.
What's occurring, Bat?
Oh, it's butt, not bat, right? I don't fly.
I don't fly, only when I'm on an inflatable in
Tunisia.
Hashtag broken nose.
Okay, so Branstano, first time on the show, long time listener. So how you been doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
ready to go back to work. You're aspiring to be me and Murphy, you know.
I'll go back, actually. I'm looking forward to it.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. Get me out of the Holiday Inn as well.
Get me out of the Holiday Inn. No more bellboy.
Get me out of there. Nah.
Be Mr. Medhurst instead. Murphy, what about
Hello.
you, mate? Good holiday so far?
Yes.
One more week left?
It's gone too quick, really, isn't it? One week, like, I don't know where time's gone. Too quick.
And you had a nice holiday in Tunisia, yeah?
Yeah, mate, not bad, not bad. One all-inclusive, free-flowing beer, job done.
Yeah, what was the grub like? Because when we
pants.
went,
Yeah, go on.
we went to Mexico and like my missus wasn't very well at all, man. We had to get a doctor out, everything. She was ill.
Was it stomach, like?
Squirt.
Yeah.
I was like, I had, like, one day dairy belly, next day pissed, next day dairy belly, next day pissed. It's good thing in Tunisia, right? Next to the toilet, you got like a hose pipe.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like your bidet. You kind of like you sit there and you can turn the pipe on and clean your ass.
Yeah.
The trouble is, with the food there, you have to use it to clean down the back of the pan. Get wash.
You're not allowed to bin the tissue, are you? Like, I remember when we went years ago, I had to put it in a fucking bin.
They're gone up in the world now. Fucking hell. Otherwise, I'm going to be a bin man over there, so no one else can want our food.
No,
Fucking hell. Oh, Christ.
Yeah, well, in the hotel, I think we were allowed to like chuck it down the toilet, but in most places you go, you know, it's mostly like in the bin. It's bin minging, like, really.
Yeah.
Jace, what about you, mate? How's the cats doing? How's your girls doing? How's the future wifey doing?
Oh, yeah, no, it's all alright. You know, there's been quite a bit going on. Next Wednesday we're going to see a venue, which I reckon we'll pick, so we'll actually have a location. Should be alright. The cats alright. They're fucking mad, Chugs. Like, these Welsh cats. Just crazy, man.
That's good.
I never liked the Welsh pussy, I gotta be honest with you.
Oh, shit. So the wedding's full steam ahead?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, just, yeah, once Nicholas come up with a plan, I vetoed all the bad bits. And yeah, so we'll just go see this woman on Wednesday, and then hopefully get it all booked.
Yeah, I definitely need a stag do. So it's all good, man. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm up for that.
Yeah, so do I. I thought you were.
Nah, you first, mate. Alright, so when we have new guests on the show, we always like to ask them who their favourite wrestler is of all time and who their favourite current wrestler is. So, Rooster, we'll start with you.
Okay, favourite of all time, the Texas Rattlesnake.
Stone Cold.
And yeah, you know that. And right now, Roman Reigns, because he's just a boss.
Fucking Roman Reigns. I ate him already.
What?
And Murphy, what about you, mate? Favourite of all time?
Favourite of all time has got to be probably Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Used to love him back in the day.
Did you do a little dance at home in front of the TV in Merthyr when he used to come out?
Oh, definitely. I was singing
Sexy
along.
boy.
Sexy boy. That's where I get it from.
And favourite current wrestler?
It's got to be Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose. That's what we want to hear.
Absolute head case. Absolute mental. Love him.
Yeah, okay. And we've had a little practice before the show. Jason gave us a good little demonstration. So we'll start with Murphy, because I know that Brand Stano got a little bit of a stage fright. So Murphy, can you give us your best Paul Heyman impression, please?
Okay. My client, Brock Lesnar.
Jason,
You could hear the head tilt in it, like he
Yeah.
proper like went in.
I was literally shaking my head as I did it. Literally.
Jason, you have to give the ratings.
Okay, I like that. That'll get an 8.
An
I
8?
quite like that. Yeah.
Okay, good. And Rooster, let's go.
Okay, no pressure, man.
My client, Brock Lesnar.
Do you know what I really like? Because I like that in their impressions, the Welsh just disappears. I feel that's good, lads. Getting into character, I like it. But
Yeah, I want
I
some
think-
points for that.
I think Murphy just pipped you a little bit. I'll give you a 7.5.
Deeper
I'm
voice.
happy with that.
Deeper voice,
I'm happy
Murphy.
with
You guys is more of a man.
You see the balls on it?
Oh shit. Well, this is the place where we usually do the shout outs and Kenny reads Twitter, but I got too much jet lag for that shit. So Kenny will do that on next episode. And we just appreciate everyone who's following us. I think we're up to like 1,000 followers now. So all we need is more people liking us on iTunes. That's where we want to go. We want to move up the chart and get more people listen to us. People who don't listen to us, we want to get them on board so they can see how great the Sunday Segue is and get more fans of the hashtag Tech Guy and more people dissing Kinney Killer. Alright, so what we're going to do is going to go straight into SummerSlam. We all watched SummerSlam, and for actually once in the last few months we had a decent pay-per-view.
Yeah, definitely.
The build-up wasn't that good, but the actual show, they actually pulled one out and actually delivered like a decent show. So, I'm just looking for my friggin' SummerSlam notes. Fuck. I'm having a beast here.
Jet lag.
Hashtag jet lag. SummerSlam started off with Miz against Dolph Ziggler opening the show. So, Jace, what did you think of this?
I just, I love the douchebaggery. When it opened, I was like, what's gonna happen? To be honest though, it's just, I think that I prefer the Miz and his mic work. I know like everybody else hates him, but that's the part of him I like. His wrestling isn't that great.
Yeah, I think like the new character since he's come back,
Hollywood.
has been really good. Yeah, Hollywood Miz has been much better. But yeah, he's still not the best wrestler. But I don't think you really have to be, do you?
No.
No.
Movies.
Exactly, the Marine 4. Rooster, what did you think of this match to start off with, seeing as you actually watched this show?
Yeah, I thought it was alright. I agree, like, I prefer Miz as like an entertainer, not a wrestler. I've always liked Ziggler, so I was sort of glad that he won. But yeah, I thought it was an alright match. Like, it wasn't nothing too exciting.
Yeah. And Murphy, what do you reckon of this new the new Miz character?
Well, I can't make my peace with the way he won the belt in the first place. That just pissed me off, man. Done my head in. But like, yeah, I just can't stand the guy. I'm not gonna lie. Can't cope with him. I can't handle him. He winds me up.
Is it like good type of hate? So like you hate the character, or you just want him off your TV?
No, it's just I suppose it's good TV because like you just want someone to smash him in. Do you know what I mean?
The money maker.
Yeah. Well, the week before when Roman Reigns knocked him out, I got up and clapped. Just made my day, like absolutely made my day. But okay. No, I was glad to see Ziggler win it. I think he deserves to get a bit of a push.
Yeah, well, Ziggler's been in the wilderness for a while, and then like seems like he's finally, back on good terms. So he had to eat a lot of shit.
Yeah, he's licking the right ass.
Yeah. Well, he just got his. I suppose he just, did the right thing. Got buried, and then actually went through it and come out the other side.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So next up was AJ against Paige. I'll give this one to Murphy, a resident Divas expert. What did you think of this one, Murphy? What do you think of the feuds these two at the moment?
Well, it's dragging out a bit now, isn't it? But I mean, AJ winds me up. Everybody seems to love her, but I prefer Paige. Definitely prefer Paige.
Pasty Paige.
It's like because I feel like I got a chance with Paige. I don't think I got a chance with AJ, so I feel like Paige is winnable. So it's like I'm backing it always. But I've got to see. I think like for a girl, she brings a bit of extra to it as well. I think she steps it up a level because she proper goes for it.
Yeah.
And she's quite an hard nut as well. So I quite like it. Yeah, I'm glad to see her win.
Yeah, I think so. Murphy, obviously, not Murphy, Rooster. You probably haven't seen much of Paige. So what did you think of this match?
Really fussed on her, to be honest.
You're not really fussed on who? Paige? Or the match at all?
So, yeah, I wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah, like...
especially with... as well, it's not about that.
Yeah, I think lots of people, so like the independents, so like people like Kinney was waiting for Paige to actually come up and then be on Raw, and then sort of the character had a bit of a transformation, but I think she's better now than when she debuted and she was just doing nothing. Now at least she's got some type of actual character. What do you think, Jace, of this?
I missed. I haven't watched much, and when I saw her, I was like, it's good to actually have somebody trying to out crazy the crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, it just had like her madness, and then the whole like, just there being BFFs and all that nonsense, and the girl being, I like the idea of the character, and it's good when somebody's new because they want to impress, so they proper go in on their performances. Yeah. So yeah, like I like that bit, but yeah, I just thought that she could be a good partner for Sheamus. And just be Team Pasty too. Right.
She's so...
Aye, nothing wrong with leave Team Pasty alone. Nothing wrong with that.
Because I think it was her birthday on SummerSlam, and she's like 22, so she's like really, really young to be like wrestling. Do you know what I mean?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
22.
Wow. Great age.
So next we had Rusev and Swagger. This flag match, and obviously this one Swagger went in. Swagger's come from nowhere as well. He's had a bit of a rebirth since this feud started with Rusev, and was probably the favourite going in, especially when you saw they shelled out some money to get some army guys in to do his entrance and stuff. But
yeah,
I know that obviously me and Murphy probably watch the wrestling like every week, and then you and Jason Rooster probably just like see bits and bobs. So what did you think of this when you saw it, Rusev and Swagger, Jace?
The thing is, like, with, I'm just trying to think, with Rusev, there's been stuff in the mainstream media about, like, the performances, because they did something that was a bit dodgy with one of their promos, so I've been keeping an eye on it.
Something, and people were like, well, they're talking about that flight that got shot down. Yeah,
so I've been keeping my eye on it. It's like, it's just one of those where, you know, as Brits, we're not that patriotic, and I think that, you know, that match held quite a lot of weight in America. Do you know what I mean? Being a flag match, because let's be honest, to us, if you saw the Union Jack, would you really be that fussed? Do you know what I mean? Whereas for an American, it never touches the ground and this, that, and the other. So I think I could see how much how much weight the match held for them.
So obviously, you've seen Swagger going up and down or whatever. And what do you think of him in the match? Because he was probably the favourite at the beginning.
Yeah, the thing is, it was good for me to see it, because when I used to obviously watch like the Real Americans, it was always about Cesaro, so it was good for me to see Swagger wrestling, which I quite enjoyed.
Rooster, what do you think of this, and what do you think of Lana? Because I know that I know what Murphy thinks.
Well, I'm not too fussed on it, to be honest. Like, I don't really like that. I don't really like Rusev either. Like, I didn't like Swagger back in the day when he first came out with Zev. But that's just because I like Del Rio. But I wanted Swagger to win this one, and I thought after Rusev fucking jumped in before the bell, I just thought he was just going to lay the Smackdown on him and then Swagger. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed with the result.
Yeah. I suppose Swagger's had like a funny career. Obviously, he got the title and then he got busted with a DUI. He was DU high, I think it was, because he was smoking that ish and got pulled over. So he's had a bit of a bad time. Murphy, what about you, mate?
Well, I reckon your Rusev thing's a bit tedious with the Russian stuff and what's going on, like. But I think like they've been trying to build it up to bring someone in to really give him a good tuning, because he won all his first few matches within like seconds. And I thought like with Swagger losing to him last month or a month before, I thought this was going to be his chance to like put him to bed and sort him out. But I was quite happy to see him get done as well. I quite like Rusev.
Yeah, I think while they keep going on about him not being pinned, I don't think he's undefeated, but obviously he hasn't been pinned by anyone in the WWE.
Yeah.
So I think they're still pushing him. I think they're like the WWE are going to push him a bit further. Probably just one of these people were just going to feed to Cena, so everyone else, and then Cena will beat him in like 2 seconds. Who else we got? So the next match, Cena, mate, indeed. So the next match was probably the match of the night as far as wrestling goes, and it was the lumberjack match.
Brilliant.
Seth Rollins against Dean Ambrose, the Architect versus the Lunatic Fringe, however you want to say it. Jace, for somebody who dips in and dips out, what did you think when you... Who's like...
somebody's rubbing themselves up against their device.
Who did you think... What did you think of this match when you saw, obviously, they have the little promo, show you the feud, and then what did you think of the actual lumberjack match? Because lumberjack matches are something you usually see on SmackDown, and they're a pile of shit. So what did you think?
The thing that I quite liked is that obviously again it's something when I heard about the kind of the breakdown of the show, and I've been keeping an eye on that from afar. So it was good to see this match and just to sort of see how Rollins kind of deals with it, because obviously there's a few times where he's trying to get away and they need the lumberjack so that you can't have that silly little bit of the escape or whatever. And I just love how they use it to just descend into chaos. That once they did look like a Royal Rumble. So yeah, and I did quite enjoy it. I feel like it just gave that little twist, and it wasn't too much. It didn't have to be bloody or too archaic. But yeah. Oh, sorry if I can catch up on my lap. Yeah, like it was good. I did enjoy the lumberjacks and just seeing how everybody interacted, especially like the high flying shit. That was a good time.
When he jumped off the ring post and just cleaned everyone out. It was great, and like that's the thing. All those people are down there, and they're just for show, really.
Yeah. The thing is, I saw on Instagram somebody like videoing from like ringside, basically, and just saying about how shit just popped off. So I'm just looking on my Instagram, being like, "Oh fucking hell, what happened in the match?" Because obviously it was just how many guys were in the lumberjack? Because everybody was in the ring.
Yeah,
there was no room to breathe.
4 or 5 around each side of the ring. But that's it. So, Rooster, so this is probably one of your first looks at Dean Ambrose as like an individual performer, and probably Seth Rollins, because I know you saw him in the Shield. So what did you think of their interaction in the match?
Yeah, I thought it was definitely my favourite match to date with much. So I didn't even know about like the split of the Shield or nothing like that. So obviously the promo I seen before the match was like the first I seen of it. So like I was excited for the match. That's the first I'd heard about it all. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
I think the high flying stuff was good, definitely.
So from you looking at this match, who do you think will be like the standout performer between these two? Like, because obviously we got the 3 members of the Shield. Reigns is getting the biggest push, but which one of the Shield do you think is going to end up being the best on his own?
Well, I hope Ambrose, because I don't really like Rollins. I just like Ambrose because of just the crazy factor. You never know what he's gonna do, and obviously like Rollins was getting chucked out of the ring, and you know they're just giving him a little beat down and chucking him back in. But like Ambrose, when he was out there, you know, he's just going nuts. He's trying to scrap them all. That's what he's just a lunatic.
Yeah, that's it. He is just a lunatic. So Murphy, you said your favourite current wrestler is Dean Ambrose, and it's probably matches like this is the reason. Yeah, the reason why.
Yeah, definitely. You take it like the Lumberjacks. You had like a section of them working for the Authority, and then a section of them looking after Dean Ambrose. But as you said, like when they were all down there, he didn't give a shit. He just went for everyone. He didn't think twice. He just wanted to back them all. Like. Yeah. So I was quality, but like you said, with the split of the Shield, they're pushing Roman Reigns, and it's like they're carrying Seth Rollins. So Ambrose has just got to be absolutely crazy to keep himself going. To keep an edge on him. Like.
When the Shield split, obviously everyone saw that Reigns was going to get a push, and then Rollins went with the Authority. So we like speaking to Kenny and people like me were worried because we knew how good Dean Ambrose was. But we thought you'd get like lost in the shuffle, but then he's come through and he's like the #1 babyface.
Yeah, definitely. As you say, his craziness, like, and he just the way he gets the chairs out, then he slaps himself and he just headbutts the ring and stuff to get himself going. It's
and
quality.
He even did like a little body pop when he like cleaned everyone out. He got up and a little move. Exactly.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, so probably we'll all agree that was probably the best match on the show.
You know, that's one of the best matches I've seen since for the last 6 months. I thought it was brilliant.
I would agree with that. And then next up we had Jericho against Wyatt. So, Rooster, did you even know that Y2J was back?
Yeah, I only knew because of Twitter. I didn't, obviously, like I said, I haven't been keeping up to date, so I haven't really watched much Raw. But yeah, I knew he was back on Twitter, so I was excited.
So what did you think of him and Bray Wyatt? Because obviously you've seen Bray Wyatt wrestle before.
Yeah, when the Wyatts first come through, I'm really fussed. But now, like, he has grown on me. He scares me a bit, so like I just feel like I have to be a fan of him because he is scary, man. But to be honest, I wanted Y2J to win, man. I've been a fan for years since he first came. Yeah, it was a good match. I thought he gave him a bit too much of a beatdown at the end. Oh, I'm happy with that.
I'm happy with your favourite getting beat down.
Nah.
Murphy, what do you reckon? Are you a Bray Wyatt fan or not?
I quite like him, I gotta be honest. I liked him when he had his feud with Cena as well a couple of months back.
Yeah.
But
sorry, when he had like dinner, his food or
feud.
Oh, okay.
I do apologise. Do you want me to write it down?
Sorry, Murphy, continue.
Aye. What was I saying? Aye. No, I quite like him because like he's crazy as well, like Ambrose. But the difference is he's like they got him a bit intelligently crazy. So he's trying to kind of create like a following, and it's just a different type of crazy to Ambrose. But it's I quite like him. He brings something different, and he's for such a fat guy. How he does that thing where he like bends over and walks is unbelievable.
Yeah. And
like imagine Fishback doing that.
His entrance is really good, where the lights are off and everyone's got their cell phones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I think
that was good.
Yeah, I think he's good. Jace, what about you, mate?
I was going to say, like, you just mentioned it then. I liked how, obviously, I haven't seen it for a while, and seeing him enter and seeing the amount of people that have their phones up, and like he calls them his lanterns, or something like that, and it's just good to see that following. I think one problem is where we know that Bray Wyatt is so supple, is just that when Jericho put him in the Wall Jericho, I was just thinking they could have played that completely different. Because if Bray was going to win, if Wyatt's going to win, then they might as well have played it as him, like, literally just sitting himself up and being like, the walls of Jericho can't hurt me. Because, he done the whole thing like, I'm already dead and all that stuff. I thought they missed a little bit there. Because that could have been like, almost like Jericho's downfall as well. The fact that he can't do the walls of Jericho on Bray Wyatt. Who's this man that is able to withstand the walls of Jericho? I thought they missed out on a little spot there.
Good booking, Jace. Booking 101.
That's a good show, yeah. Good show.
Okay, so those two evened up because Jericho won the first match and they won that one, so they'll probably fight again at Night of Champions and then Jericho will go again. Then we had the match that has finished the previous two Raws before this. Stephanie McMahon against Brie Bella. So this was the hottest angle of the summer coming in. Murphy, what did you think of this? And obviously you've seen the build probably more than the other two guys. And you've seen them having like the closing segments on Raw and different things.
Yeah.
And then we had this match. So what do you think of Steph's outfit first?
Well, the first thing I thought was, I think she nicked the outfit off China from back in the day when she came down.
Yeah.
And to be fair to her, you can tell like she's had it coming up because she was in cracking shape. Like I was sitting there, I couldn't stand up for half hour after the match. Like, but like, what you noticed was she put loads of effort into her strength and stuff, and she was definitely like trying to outpower her. But she lacked a lot of pace. Like the match never really got going 100% with her in control because she didn't really have the pace of a proper competitor.
No cardio. No cardio.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, she just went for the power and wanted to smash her up. Whereas the other girl had a lot more, better, had a lot more skill, a lot more technique.
I don't think anyone's ever said Brie Bella's got more skill than anyone before when it comes to wrestling.
That is a Sunday segue first.
Yeah, when it comes to wrestling. But did you think it was a good blow off from the feud, or did he just fall?
Well, put it this way, I was proper shocked when the sister came in.
Okay, for the turn.
The turn, that did, because I was, by that point I was like half asleep anyway. And then, that proper woke me up and I thought, Jesus Christ, I didn't see that coming. But what gets me is it's like Stephanie's like trying to be like her old man a bit.
Yeah.
She's trying to, because the way he used to be with Stone Cold and back in the day and stuff like that, I feel like she's trying to emulate that a little bit, but she doesn't do it as well as Vince.
No, but those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, Rooster, you probably haven't seen much of this feud. You're probably aware of Stephanie McMahon and the Bellas. So, what did you think of this? Oh.
Yeah, again, I haven't. So, like, the promo was sort of the first I'd seen of the feud. I was feeling the outfit, definitely.
Why?
She looked hench, man. She looked hench. She was just like, she looked way stronger. She must have been training with fucking Trip. But the real winner is just Triple H. Like, that's his wifey, That's his wifey. He's a winner.
The real winner.
He's just winning.
The real winner is Triple H.
Yeah, definitely.
Billionaire.
Twist. I didn't see that coming. Like, I just thought, oh nah, she's gonna get a beat down now. So yeah, that was a nice surprise. Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, Jace.
The thing that stood out for me is that, like, I didn't enjoy the match as like a Divas match. It was two women in the ring, but it was just like, there was quite a good display of wrestling. Like, even when the crowd started chanting, you still got it. It did show Steph was trying to do some of the big moves, like I said, like with the power in and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just the fact that I didn't skip it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I actually watched the match, which just speaks volumes for it.
I think they put a lot of practice in. I think they did a lot of practice before the match, and they worked really hard on it. So, it wasn't terrible, which is something you can't always say about the Divas match.
The only criticism I do have is obviously Steph wore her leather dominatrix suit, but I just feel like she couldn't have been in that great a shape if she wouldn't have covered up as much as she did. Yeah. She wouldn't have had the full. I swear she used to wear shorts, didn't she? Like wearing that.
Well, she is a mom now, and she is like 30 odd, So
yeah, but,
allow her.
MILF status doesn't come easy, If she wants it, she needs to work for it.
I think she got it.
Okay, so next up we had Rooster's favorite, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
against the Viper, Randy Orton. So these, obviously you know all about Randy Orton, he's been around, and then he was up against one of the next big thing we should say in Roman Reigns. So I'll let you start with this one. Bruce, what do you think of this match?
Good match. I like them both. I've always liked Orton. But obviously Reigns is my guy, so obviously I wanted him to win. Yeah, I thought it was a good match. I thought it was good. It was like quite a few close counts, like few finishes, and I thought, yeah, this. I want to be the ending in a match. Like you just speared him and it was over. That one very entertaining for me. Like the build up to that was good, especially when he tried the Superman punch and he caught him with the RKO.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match, but a bit of a poor finish. But I liked the outcome.
So did you think Reigns like held his own? Because obviously Randy Orton's sort of like a measuring stick. You know, you have your Cena's, your Ortons, and if you can go up against those and have a good match, then then you're ready. So how do you think he actually did against Randy Orton?
Done well, and like we've been saying for the whole night, like they're like pushing him on, aren't they? They're pushing him on to try and make him like the next big thing. So yeah, I was pleased with like his performance.
Okay, Murphy, what do you reckon? Are you a Reigns fan?
Yeah, I'm definitely a Reigns fan. I preferred him when he was in the Shield, though, to be honest, because I don't know, it's just more of the same from him now. But I think he's definitely up there with the best of them. Because like what he's got like the set of moves where you know the end is coming. And like you think of like The Rock and Triple H and Stone Cold, they had like their own 3 or 4 moves they had that gradually built up towards the end of the match, and you knew they're gonna do the job. And like obviously he kicked out that flying RKO was awesome, absolutely awesome. And then as you said, he ducked out to the punt, got up and speared him, and I was at like, so it shows I think he is up there and he is ready, and I think he would, one day he would be at the top, I reckon.
Yeah, and it's just that do you think they risking turning him into another Cena? Because obviously Cena gets criticised for having his 5 moves of doom, and not having a big enough move set and different things. So do you think that is a risk that Reigns is going to be turned into Cena?
I suppose, yeah, there is a risk of that, but my guess is as that sort of comes along, they could probably change, because his character's volatile.
Yeah.
Because a few months back, I was backing him to be the one to turn his back on the Shield. I thought, it might be him who betrays him. But because he's like a lone dog and he just wants to look after himself, I think if they're risking him becoming too much like Cena, they could change him, and there's like room for improvement there as well.
Yeah. Jace?
Sorry, I just wondered, did someone tap dancing?
Oh no, it's outside, I think.
Okay.
I thought it was your house.
Oh, it's bloody buskers outside in Bath, innit? Bastards. I'm gonna shut my window.
The thing is, like at the moment, is Reigns a face or a heel?
He's a face.
Because that's the thing, I didn't know.
Okay.
And I think that kind of said something to me, because I'm sure that Randy Orton's a heel. Yeah. And I'm looking at Reigns and I'm like, but what role is Reigns playing? Because he didn't do.
So do you not think he was babyface enough? He didn't like play up to the crowd enough,
No, it didn't look like it to me. So when you watch certain wrestlers and just the way they're doing like the high spots and just the way that they portray themselves, you can tell that they're a face. Like straight away. So for example, like Rey Mysterio, right there, you can tell straight away when he's a face.
Booyaka.
Do you know what I mean? And just when I was watching, I was kind of like, I preferred when he was almost like the silent enforcer in the Shield. He played that role really well.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the match, but like I said, I was just confused because I didn't know if it was a heel versus heel match. I couldn't tell.
Okay. And then we went on to the main event, the fight of the summer, John Cena against Brock Lesnar. I suppose we all might have had different expectations going into this match, but what actually happened was not what I expected. I expected Lesnar to win. I expected it to be more like their first fight at Extreme Rules. I didn't expect just Cena to just get a massive beatdown for like 10-15 minutes. So I'll let you start, Jace. What did you think of this?
16.
epic beatdown.
16. That's the number of suplexes that Cena ate. 16. I loved it. When I watched it, Lesnar had to win because obviously I kind of fell out since WrestleMania. And I just thought to myself, if Lesnar can't beat Cena, then what the fuck was the point in WrestleMania?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was glad with the outcome. And yeah, it was just, I think, I was reading, I can't remember who put it up. I was reading, somebody was saying about the top tweets after it, and somebody put up a thing of like Zangief versus Ryu, and it was just suplex after suplex. It was just awesome. It just summed it up so well.
Zangief versus Ryu.
Loved it.
Loved it. Rooster, what do you think? Is he chatting or is he gone?
I can't hear him.
I can't hear him.
Oh, I'm back. You cut like.
Follow the buzzards.
I couldn't hear you.
What did you think of the Lesnar Cena match and the beatdown, the John Cena?
I wasn't. Well, I was a bit disappointed, to be honest.
What?
I agree with what Jason was saying. Like, after the fucking bullshit at WrestleMania, I just thought, like, surely Lesnar's got to go on and win the title because, like Jason said, otherwise it was just pointless in fucking beating the streak, you know. But I was expecting like an entertaining, like, decent scrap between the two of them because I hate Cena, but alright, he's decent and he probably could have, like, I just feel like it could have been a better, like, technical wrestling match. Like, them two both beating the shit into each other, not just, like, Lesnar just giving Cena a beatdown. Like, I was watching it, but I was just, like, sort of doing uni work at the same time. And throughout, like, some of the other matches, I just swiveled on my chair and was just fully focused on the match. But, like, this one, I was sort of, like, I wasn't really. First, it got a bit boring for me, like just seeing him getting beat down so much. It was just a bit boring.
Okay. And Murphy, what did you reckon?
Well, I was happy with the outcome because I was afraid that Cena was going to pull it off, or they were going to try and like decorate him as like the best ever because he's come out after beating Brock. But no, I was really happy to see him have a good tuning. I was surprised as well. I got to be honest. Like everyone's saying, you know, I thought there would be more of a scrap. But yeah, no, I was glad to see Cena have a good tuning. I suppose like with Brock beating the streak as well, and then absolutely annihilating Cena, like trying to immortalise him a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is what should have happened since he come back. You know, he should have never lost a match since he's been back.
You know what? There was a.
Go on, Jace.
So I was going to say, there was a bit of a low point for John Cena when, like, you know, he's been suplexed in excess of 10 times, and he's, like, sort of climbing up Lesnar, and just has his head just in Lesnar's crotch on the way up. And I was like, fucking hell, Cena, mate. That's jobbing, yeah. Fucking hell.
But I think the thing with me, it just surprised me, you know, like, Cena's been protected so much all these years. You know, there's been people who you thought would be the next big thing, or people you thought would have beat him, you know, and he just always wins. And it was a surprise for him just to take such a monumental beating, you know, because that's all it was. It was a beating, you know. He sort of had a bit of a comeback, but he just got beat and beat and beat.
Well, the lad I watched it with, he said he was so shocked by what he was seeing. He said, I reckon Cena's injured. I reckon there's something wrong with him. He's just, you know, there's nothing going with him.
No, but they're gonna have the rematch on Night of Champions, so he can't be.
He
can't be injured. He skipped Raw obviously to sell the beatdown, but I think that's just the way they were going to build Lesnar.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the end of SummerSlam. So a score for SummerSlam, Brandstana, what did you reckon?
It was good, so I'm gonna go 8.
8 out of 10. Murphy?
8 out of 10, yeah.
I'd say 8 out of 10 as well. I enjoyed that.
Jace?
Do you know what? I enjoyed the show, but watching Raw afterwards,
yeah,
I'm gonna have to give this the SummerSlam. Tell you what, SummerSlam on its own, yeah, I'll give it an 8. But if it based on the following Raw with how good Raw was, I'd say it was more of a 7.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so Brandstano's gonna leave us now because he couldn't be asked to watch Raw.
No, I didn't have time to watch them both, man. Don't fucking do me like that.
Even though I had to message him from Mexico and say, make sure you watch Raw and Smackdown, but he just chose not to. And considering he missed 2 open goals yesterday.
Oh wow.
Nah, one.
One? Well, the header.
Yeah, just one. Yeah,
How far out would you say you were?
Wow, 4 yards.
4 yards. Didn't even hit the target.
Was it as bad as mine, Shugs?
Nothing. Well, you're not a footballer, so. But I think with your
neither am I.
with your fucking pushback, I think you would have buried it. With how much forehead you would have broke the fucking net.
Oh, fucking hell. I get it from you, innit?
Yeah. Mate, wow. The way you're going, mate, when you're 35, if you look this good, you'll be fucking happy. I go to the barbers now.
Oh, yeah, changed man, there's me.
Trim. Lolly B
Fresh trim.
me out.
You go to my barbers.
No, I just want to go
Your
to a salon,
hairdressers.
Ryan.
It's a barber's, right? It's a barber's.
Getting your hair shampooed.
You don't need an appointment. You just walk in. It's like a barber's.
The only good thing about it is that a lady serves you beer.
It's not always a lady. It's whoever's free. It's usually one of the blokes.
You're not selling it, man.
Yeah.
You get to play PlayStation while you wait. FIFA while you wait, and then you have a Budweiser, and then the guy washes your hair, and then he cuts it.
With scissors.
Yeah. What's he going to use? A knife and fork?
Clippers, man. Clippers.
Clippers. I can't have clippers on this. You see the locks I got?
Breaking news.
Got to be styled, man. Got to be styled.
Lolly B has just said she's not happy with Rooster
Ooh.
for appearing on the Sunday Segue. Because as we know, she's not the biggest fan. She thinks it's pointless.
Yeah, she's not a fan, man.
And she's unhappy with Rooster for appearing on the show.
The thing is,
Tell her don't be a hater, man.
She said
thing
she's
is,
going to drop
Shugs-
you from the Moscow group now. You're not in the crew no more.
the thing is, Shugs, what about when you guys excel into superstardom and people are paying for you to go to the States and obviously you're going to have a +1?
I tell her this when we're famous and I'm like the #1 presenter and I'm on Sky Sports News, Sky Sports HQ.
I say when she's got that
HQ.
BMW i8, you know, she won't be mad then, will she? God.
Well, she keeps hating. She ain't gonna be the +1. Tell her I took that spot, mate.
All right then, Roost. I'll let you go. And come on, United, innit?
Come on, United.
Yeah, man. Get ready for work now. Live the fucking dream.
Exactly, mate. One more year.
Thanks for having me, chaps.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
Tatty boy.
See you later.
See you around.
See you around. Hey. Right there.
Like your fucking head.
Right there, man.
Try.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was SummerSlam, an extended review, and we'll just blast through Raw, even though it was good, because we're on 52 minutes now, and that's long.
I hear that.
Alright, so Raw started off, Stephanie McMahon, Nikki Bella, and Brie Bella promo at the beginning. You had Stephanie coming out doing the Daniel Bryan impression.
Yeah.
So, what do we think of this explanation for what happened on SummerSlam? Murphy.
Well, it's kind of what Stephanie McMahon was getting at in the build-up, wasn't it? Saying that Brie was in Nikki's shadow or trying to make a name for herself off Nikki. So yeah, it was kind of expecting it. But to be honest with you, daft as I am, I honestly thought Daniel Bryan was going to come out to the start.
Yeah. I think they're just going to keep him off until he's like 100% and he can wrestle, rather than just come in as an on-screen character.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Jace, what do you think of like the mic work of the Bellas? So we saw them both on this start of the show. Obviously, Stephanie's pretty good on the mic. She's improved a lot. She's probably like the #1 heel in the company at the moment.
The thing is, for me, the segment was really see-through. Like, you knew what was going to be said before it was said. You know, when it was like, oh, why did Nikki do what she did? It was just, the thing is Brie's not very good at selling the fake cry.
Brie's not very good at much, to be honest.
Because Nikki did really well in having like her stone face, and I like the way she was like, forgiven, smack, like, you know, that was pretty good. But yeah, I just feel like it was just kind of, was it a change on your strongest, weakest link?
Yeah. and she's weak.
So yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this looks like this feud's going to continue, and we're going to have Nikki and her big old titties added to the mix.
Lovely job.
Do you think it's got legs in it, Murphy? Do you think we can still go to like Night of Champions or a bit longer with this?
I reckon they got to knock it on the head by Night of Champions and then draw a line under it, you know?
Yeah. Move
on. It's
like
they're trying to have, you've got Paige and AJ having a feud, and then the other girls having a feud. I think it's going to drag on a bit, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So we get Mark Henry and the Big Show against Luke Harper and Erick Rowan. So obviously these two, Mark Henry and Big Show, ain't doing much, so they decided to just chuck them together. What do you reckon on this pairing, Jace, of these two fucking lummoxes?
Yeah, it just goes back to like who's booking these matches. I feel like there was a match in mind that fell through.
Yeah.
So then they was like, who's backstage? Anybody want to wrestle? Hands up if you want to wrestle. Then like the first few hands went up. Yep, you two. Yep, you're good. Yep. That's how it kind of looked to me. Didn't make. Yeah, there was. Did it make sense, Shugs? You know, did it?
Well, the reason for them being a team has never been explained. They just came out one day and now they're a team.
There you go.
Murphy, what do you reckon of these two?
I quite like it. See, I like the big guys.
Yeah.
So I like seeing Mark Henry and Big Show together, and obviously they're not as experienced as Harper and Rowan, because obviously they tag teaming week in, week out.
Yeah.
But there was a point where I thought Rowan and Harper were going to win it, but then I think it was on commentary they said, you know, when was the last time we saw two fellas in the ring against Harper and Rowan who were bigger than them, because they're big lads themselves, like.
Yeah.
But as you say, there's not a lot more they can do than brawl Mark Henry and the Big Show.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you're not exactly going to chuck around Harper and Rowan, so I think, you know, something that's just, as Jay said, you know, just a gap filler really. Get them out there, looks good, big lads, move on.
Do you think these will like look good with the Usos? So like if these two were to challenge, obviously they're both babyface teams, so do you think they should go with the Usos, or do you think from where Henry went later in the show that this is probably going to be the end of it?
Yeah, as Jay said, I think something fell through, because I think Henry was always going to come out later on and challenge Rusev as he did, so I reckon this is just dead in the water. Dead
in the water. Like a lot of things, you know, you see them 1 week on Raw, and then the next week they're gone. So then we went backstage. We saw Seth Rollins getting interviewed, and then just fucking Dean Ambrose is just like my hero. Dumps a bucket of ice water over him.
It's for charity.
Yeah. And then says it's for charity. Bounces the bucket off his head.
His face, yes.
And then just fucking brawls around. So, what do you think, Jace, of this?
I really enjoyed it. Just, you know, just the little bit of promo work, and then just the way it was, just the look on Ambrose's face. He's just like, what? You know, what's the problem? Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, I just love just the connection for the bucket in the face. Where it just bounced off. It's so good, yeah. Obviously this ain't over, and then Rollins goes and complains to Triple H, and he says the fans are going to choose his demise. So obviously they stole it from Ghostbusters, where you get to choose your own destruction, but no Stay Puft Man. We get later in the match we're going to get a false count anyway. But before that we get Natalya against Paige. Thing like this is that WWE have been using this booking for probably about the last 6 weeks on Raw. You get somebody coming out, causes a distraction, and the person in the ring is so unfocused that they end up losing. So what did you think of Natalya Paige, Murphy? Because you're a Paige fan.
I'm a big Paige fan. Well, it's interesting because whereas before it was Paige was the one chasing AJ and trying to play the mind games with AJ, now the tables are turned. It's AJ who's going to try and play the mind games with Paige. And Natalya's quite fit, so, you know, we ain't complaining about that. But yeah, as you say, it's the same old sort of story where, as you say, someone comes out, wrestler loses focus, distraction, roll up, pinfall, job done. Yeah. And it's, you know, there's only so many times they can pull it off.
Yeah, every week. That's how many times.
Yeah.
So we move on from another just standard Divas match to the championship presentation. So this is something we've probably been waiting for a few months since they actually unified the belts, just for them to get rid of the big gold belt and actually have one standard belt. So when they pulled back the little bit of red cloth, what were your initial thoughts, Jace, of the belt?
I wasn't really wowed by it. It was just, I thought it was fitting for Lesnar because it's just a big belt.
Yeah.
But like, there was nothing. I suppose it kind of said to me, how long is Lesnar going to have the belt for? Because there was no gimmick to it.
No.
So it just kind of said, okay, they've just redesigned it and put it back out so anybody can wear it.
Yeah, they basically changed the middle panel. That's what it looks like.
But the thing is, if you notice in the bottom corner, they've changed the WWE logo.
Yeah, so that's the thing. From Monday's show, everything changed, and they've gone with the WWE Network logo. So that's the new WWE logo. So that was on the belt, that was on the show, but it was the WWE title with a new front panel. I don't think they've like redesigned the belt, because if you listen, the crowd were cheering, and then when they revealed it, they started booing.
Yeah. That's what I mean. There was no, because I mean, going way back. Look when like Cena had it and put the friggin' spinning logo on it. That had his twist on it. You know, like straight away you knew that was his title for a long time.
Well, they on these belts they put the person's logo or like on the side panel. So if you notice that big like fucking monster tattoo that Brock Lesnar got,
yeah.
that is what is on the side panels of the belt. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't notice that.
Because when Cena had it, they had little fucking can't see me shit things on there. But then obviously we go from the presentation to just another bit of masterpiece ring work by Paul Heyman. So Murphy, what did you think of just Paul Heyman just going in on, well, actually bigging up Cena and then just going in and describing the match?
I think Paul Heyman is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely, I could listen to him all day talking and with his promotions and stuff. I think he's spot on. But it's interesting how he was saying that no man can challenge Brock Lesnar, no man kind of thing. And part of me was hoping like, well, perhaps he's on about we get Roman Reigns out there because they were referring to him as a Superman. Yeah. So that kind of makes me think down the line in the future he'll be the one perhaps to push him.
Well, I think the plan is for Lesnar to hold the title till WrestleMania 31 and then to lose to Reigns. You know,
right.
Those are the long-term plans at the moment. Whether we'll get there or not, we don't know. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah. I suppose.
Again, it's like you said though. Like I was shocked he actually bigged up Cena, and when he said like my kids are Cena fans, and that pisses me off.
Yeah.
But like it's like the WWE trying to like cushion Cena or trying to give him a little bit of credit, even though he's just had the tuning of his life.
Yeah, and I think that. I don't think they can get Heyman to say anything that he doesn't want to say, so I think that's probably the way he feels. Because I thought it was good. What do you think, Jace? Where, he talked about The Rock, talked about Austin, and then made Cena out to be a bigger star or to have a better legacy than both of them.
The thing for me when watching it, I think it's because I went straight from SummerSlam to Raw, it felt for me like it went on for too long. But I think that's not the show's fault, it's the fact that I went back to back.
Yeah. It is long then, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, listen, like you said, like the things that he was saying, it was really good, and a lot of it was like it wasn't BS. Sometimes when Heyman does his spots, he just chats shit. Whereas this time, he was giving out props, and at the same time, he didn't really pull anybody down. He just bigged up everybody that he mentioned, didn't he? Which I thought was was pretty good. But at the same time, like I said, after sitting there for like 4 hours, I was just like, I want fights.
Okay, so we go on there. We get an Intercontinental rematch. Dolph Ziggler against The Miz. So, what do we think of this match? The night after they had obviously they're having another match. What did we think this time?
I thought it was better. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that match a bit more, especially it was a bit rubbish how the result of it, out by count out or whatever. But then just seeing how Miz reacted to that was good as well. It kind of opened up his character a bit more.
Yeah. Definitely. Anytime there's a countout win, you feel like it's a bit of a disappointment. But I thought it was a good win. You know, without pinning Ziggler. You know.
Yeah.
Murphy, do you think these two should have like a long feud, like keep it going a couple more weeks?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think they should carry on to the next pay-per-view. And obviously with Miz's character, you can pull out different stories or drag the rivalry out a bit more. But as you said earlier on with SummerSlam and the Miz's wrestling, obviously it's not. I don't think it's as good as Ziggler's. So it's an opportunity for the rivalry to carry on, and then Ziggler to properly put him to bed at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we get Swagger. He comes out and he's fighting his old teammate Cesaro, and he's getting fucking ripped by JBL on commentary about how he's a letdown. And it sort of looks like they're booking Jack Swagger into like sort of a slump where he's going to be just like on a losing streak after losing the flag match. So what do you think of this, Jace? The way they're going to book Swagger after he seemed like he was right up as a top babyface.
Yeah, he held the weight of the nation on his shoulders and just crumbled.
380 million people.
It's the way that it's literally like they've gone, you know, they've booked him, you've lost it, so now we're just going to just put you through a load of shit now.
Yeah, hit it then quit.
Yeah, he's going to end up jobbing a lot, I reckon, next few weeks.
Mm-hmm. So after the match, Murphy, we get Bo Dallas coming out.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Bo leave.
What did you think? You're not a Bo leaver then?
No, I'm definitely not a Bo leaver. The only thing I believe is I could probably kick his head in. And I would as well. I hate the guy. Absolutely hate him. He's such an ugly bloke. He's just ugly, and I just can't stand him. And he's so fat as well. Like, he does his lap of honour, and his gut just jiggles. He just runs around jiggling. I hate the guy. But like you said, I think obviously a losing streak for Jack Swagger is opening up the door for him to have a rivalry with Bo, because obviously Bo's been in and out. He hasn't really, gone for anyone yet. He's just pissed a lot of people off, including me. So hopefully Swagger can get him in a Patriot lock and he'll never walk again.
Jace, are you more of a Bo leaver than Murphy?
I'd say so.
Ah, what? Honestly, I hate the guy.
The thing is that, like, again, I can just see, they spend ages making, Bo Dallas's character that just pisses everybody off. So to take somebody like Swagger and slowly just run him into the ground and make him job, it'll help him get over when he does eventually, like, have the feud with Bo Dallas. If he beats Bo Dallas, it'll put him back over.
Yeah. Well, I think obviously Bo was on an unbeaten streak, and then he lost fucking the pushback R-Truth for no reason at all, and then he sort of was off TV, and now they're putting him back in. So I'm just interested in just to see his development, really, how he goes. And one thing he needs to improve is his in-ring work, and if he can go in against Swagger, then maybe, that'll be a good step for him. And fuck Swagger anyway, he's smoking weed anyway. So then we get Reigns, RVD and Sheamus against Randy Orton and RybAxel. I don't know why RybAxel are still a team. Don't know why they're still on TV, because they're terrible. But this was just sort of like a placeholder match, really. Trying to keep the Orton Reigns feud going on, but wasn't really a great match from my point of view. Murphy, as the Reigns fan, what do you think?
I kind of enjoyed it, but I thought it was a massive mismatch. As you said, like with RybAxel, they're crap compared to like Sheamus and RVD as individuals. And I think, to be honest with you, it was quite cool to see how the crowd got behind Ryback, because obviously he's in his hometown.
Yeah.
And like when Reigns was coming out, they were hardly cheering him, and then when Ryback came in, he had a bit of a flurry and a bit of a go. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I think that was the only highlight of it, really.
Yeah, definitely. Jace?
I nodded off. I fell asleep. Like, it was only brief, but it was just like... Again, it just didn't really hold too much weight, the match.
Yeah, there's nothing to it. There was no real... Apart from... Because, like, Sheamus has dropped off the radar, so it was just trying to keep the Reigns-Orton thing going for another week.
That's the thing, and, it wasn't a long match, but it was one of those where, like, when I realised that I'd missed a chunk of it, I was like, I didn't want to rewind it.
I can't watch a RybAxel match. You know, I can't watch it from start to finish. Like, if it's on, if I've Sky Plus there or whatever, I'll just try and skip through and see the result, because I know they're not going to win, and they're shit. So why watch it? You know. So then we get the Usos tag team champs. They were only lumberjacks on the pay-per-view after having the best match at the previous pay-per-view. They weren't on Raw last week, and they've sort of disappeared off the radar after being really hot. So it was good to see them on the show. But what do you think about them, Murphy, losing a clean loss, really, on Raw?
Right, what I found interesting with this, right, is up until now, every time I've seen the Usos, they've been against, like, bigger guys like Harper and Rowan, and they've shown, like, how sort of, like, daredevil they are, high-flying, you know, taking risks and stuff. In this match, they were actually showing they're pretty good wrestlers. They were pretty good technically, I thought.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, like, up against these two clowns, you're expecting them to win comfortably. But I think they're trying to push Goldust and Stardust a bit, it seems.
Yeah,
because they're getting cheeky wins here and there, aren't they? So,
yeah, but they're not really, like, heels either, though, are they? And then it'll be like babyface versus babyface.
Yeah.
Because they're strange, but they're not necessarily heels.
No. Well, that's the bit, they're innocently strange, aren't they? You know?
Yeah.
They're not, they don't cause any harm or nothing. They're just trying to, you know, I suppose, just be a bit wacky.
Jace, what do you think of Stardust and Goldust?
Do you know, I do enjoy watching it, and I just want them to do, like, you know, Goldust back in the day. I remember when they showed, like, the best of and all the different things that he's done over time. Like, I want them to do more stuff like that, like the impressions of other superstars. When Goldust did those, some of those were hilarious. So it'd be good if, not necessarily they came to the ring dressed up as certain tag teams, but if they did more backstage stuff. I feel their wrestling's clean, their wrestling's good, but if they had a bit more backstage entertainment and comedy, I think it would just, keep them a bit more relevant. Yeah,
because they kept them off TV for weeks, and they were only, like, backstage characters, you know, and then they were looking for, like, the cosmic key, and they were doing all this other stuff.
Cringe really shit in the locker room.
Yeah, and, like, it wasn't, and now they've actually got them back in the ring, which is good, because they're good workers. And when they were wrestling as the Rhodes Brothers, they were, like, one of the top pair on TV, like, you know, when they were champions. So, I don't know. I think it could work, but it'll be interesting to see where they actually go with them. Alright, so then we get Rusev and Lana back on the show. So the night after, Rusev is still unbeaten, and they're trying to go on about Russia's superiority. And then we get the music plays. Somebody going to get their ass whipped. Somebody going to get their wig split. And Mark Henry comes out. So what do we think of Rusev against Henry? So somebody's not going to be able to overpower, or, you know, he's not going to have, like, the upper hand over. Do you think this is going to be a good for Rusev, Jace?
I think it's more good for Henry, really, because it's one of those things where, like, he mentioned, you know, about his competing for America and things like that. Like, I had to go back and watch, like, you know, when he's powerlifting the 175 kg, like, it's nothing, you know, and just, like, sort of, I feel like he can not do the We the People, but I think it's going to be him playing the patriotic role against Rusev. As
a proud American.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you think, well, obviously I can't see Henry winning, though. Can you see him beating Rusev? So can you see Rusev having his first defeat to Mark Henry? Or his first win?
I can, because he's, you know, he's playing the patriotic role, but he's the world's strongest man, so it would just be him reiterating that, you know? This is what I do! That's what you're gonna get, kind of thing. You got somebody who's challenging Mark Henry's status, and he's just gonna, just reaffirm it, really. Is what I hope to happen. That's what I think will happen, yeah.
So what do you reckon, Murphy? Do you reckon Henry's going to be the man to hand Rusev his first defeat? Or do you think it's a stepping stone for Rusev again?
Well, since when Rusev first came in, they emphasised his power, his strength, his agility, and the people they put up against him just looked tiny and useless next to him. And I kind of, like, every time they'd come down over the last couple of months and done their promo, and someone's obviously come down and challenged him, I've always been waiting for it to be some big, huge lumper to come and sort him out. And finally, Mark Henry's the one I was hoping it was going to be Big Show to come out and smash him up. but this time they sent out Mark Henry. And again, as Jay said, like obviously they've gone for the patriotic sort of thing. With Jack Swagger kind of went over the top with it, flying his flag and stuff. Mark Henry, yeah, he's got like his Olympic medals and his performances behind him. He can just come down and be like, right, I'm getting on with this. And the thing is, when he stands in the ring, he is bigger than Rusev. He's a couple of inches taller. He's heavier, and I reckon he will put him away.
Yeah, I can't see him like going with Henry. Maybe they'll go and have like a Reigns feud before WrestleMania, because obviously it's a long way to go to WrestleMania. But I think Henry's gonna just be a legitimate opponent, really, because you know he came in and squashed people like Zack Ryder, people like that. We thought he might have lost to Swagger, and then Henry's another step up, you know.
Yeah,
and I think they're just gonna carry on, especially with Lana. I think Lana's over huge, and I think they're just gonna keep going with that. But it'll be interesting to see.
Do you reckon Rusev's any good? Do you reckon he's that good though?
I think he's just different, you know. And I don't think there are enough heels at the moment.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you look at people, you know, Dean Ambrose should be a heel, really. But the
yeah.
crowd love him. And who else? And then Stephanie and Triple H are heels, and Rollins. But then who else? You know,
Yeah,
it's like
true,
Randy
yeah.
Orton, Kane, and that's all in the Authority. And who else are the heels? Who else are the bad guys who we want to boo? Nobody. So I think they're going to keep pushing Rusev just because he's over as a heel, and we haven't got many other people who are over. Yeah, we just end up booing like fucking Bo Dallas.
I'm all for that.
So next we get the next highlight of the show. These two again. I was watching the documentary. The WWE just done a documentary, Shield: The Journey to SummerSlam, where they show like how these three come up, and they show like Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins wrestling like in the Independents or like NXT, FCW.
Yeah.
And obviously they've got a brilliant chemistry, and like in the DVD they say that they've had this from day one, and you could tell by like the last two matches they had. SummerSlam was the best match of the show, probably the best lumberjack match I've ever seen, and then this Falls Count Anywhere match, which was just epic, you know. And it's just the two of them, a few gimmicks, but just these two just going at it. Jace, what did you reckon of this? Because you actually text during you were watching it, because you just like couldn't believe what you were seeing.
It was just they were just tearing lumps out of each other, and it was just really. It's really good. They sold it really well. It wasn't even watching a wrestling match. Like, they were fighting, you know. And it was when they was up on I forget what it's called, when they're just up past the ramp, and just the way they're there, and you know who's gonna put who down on the steel, and who's gonna do this to who. The thing that annoyed me was that it went to a break, and then like when it came back from the break, there was a kendo stick.
Yeah.
And I was a bit like, oh, we missed that bit. But no, it was just. Again, that's what showed me that I was enjoying it, is the fact that I was annoyed that they put a break in it. You know, some matches, they go to break, it comes back, and you ain't really miss much, you don't give two. But yeah, no, it was awesome. I can't remember what I said message, it was just like, oh, that was it was just that they were just going in. Yeah, I loved the battle, loved it.
My favourite spot was like where they had all the
power
chairs
bomb.
in.
Oh,
and then they went with the running power bomb.
Oh my god.
And it's just like, Jesus Christ, you know. And obviously you gotta have a lot of confidence in each other to like do that, but it was just so good, like, you know. Murphy, what did you reckon of the finish of the match?
Well, bloody hell. I suppose, you know, you see, with the chemistry they've got, even though the crowd hates Rollins, you kind of want to start to respect him a little bit, because it is that good. But then obviously bringing Kane in to screw everything up, it keeps him as a heel, you know, where you think, you know, it's not fair and all the rest of it. But no, at the end, I thought it was really, really good, really good. But the thing is, it's like, that's not going to keep Ambrose down, is it? You know, he's going to come back from. It's probably put his head right a bit of concrete.
Yeah, so obviously it's just they did this to write him off TV for a bit, because he's filming a movie.
All right.
So, but did you think the finish was good with the cinder blocks? You didn't think it was like too like hokey or too gimmicky, or do you think it was just a good finish?
No, I thought it was a good finish. I thought like it's like how else are you going to put Ambrose away and stop him from coming back? Like,
yeah, that's what I thought. You know, it's like those are the extremes you've got to go to actually beat Dean Ambrose.
The thing is, it adds authenticity to the curb stomp. Do you know what I mean?
mate, the curb stomp is one of the best moves. You know, it looks so simple, but it's one of those moves you can like really do it anywhere, inside the ring, outside the ring, and it always looks horrible. You know, when you take whoever's receiving a curb stomp, always looks like they just got fucked up. And when you get curb stomped onto some fucking cinder block, it's even worse. Yeah, so that was the end of Raw. So Raw ratings
9. Yeah,
9.
I really enjoy. I got to the point where I really enjoy the Raw after the pay-per-view more than the pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, we get the thing where we have obviously the Raw after WrestleMania always goes down as being like the best Raw of the year, but then it seems to like this SummerSlam was a bit of a reset as well. You know, they were starting the angles off again, and then we're on to our next, like sort of like I know they wait till after Royal Rumble to start the road to WrestleMania, but it was like we're on the path to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Jace, what
you know, it's up there again. Like I said, this show, just the way it ended as well. Yeah, it started off a bit wet with the Bella promo, but yeah, it was just that they ended it on a really good note. Because sometimes they end it and you're just thinking, what was that? But just watching that match, just the way it went on and then the way it finished, I think that just that's fresh in my mind. So I'm going to give it a 9.
A 9. So we got 2 9s. So you know, really good for Raw. Okay, so we've got some fan feedback on the Facebook page, so I'll just go quickly through these. Michael Cook, SummerSlam was one of the best in a long time. Good IC title match and crazy lumberjack match. Glad Wyatt won, puts him back on track. Clean wins will make Bray Wyatt more legit. Reigns beating Randy Orton in a clean fashion makes him look unstoppable. He needs wins like this against Orton, Rollins, Triple H on his way to facing the champ Brock Lesnar. So happy Lesnar beat Cena easily. He's destroyed him. All we needed was Jim Ross to say, will someone ring the damn bell? WWE Raw, really enjoyed this week's Raw. Can't think of anything original to say about Heyman. His promos are always amazing, never gets boring. Rusev vs Swagger feud seems to have ended, and now we have Rusev v Henry and Swagger v Dallas. However, I have a feeling, I don't know why, but I think Swagger Dallas will become a tag team. I hope not. I think the main event, I like the main event. It was actually nice to see 2 mid-carders main event the show. It makes Ambrose and Rollins look fantastic and shows we don't need the WWE champion on TV every week. Raw rating 8 out of 10. Dazzy Leah says, didn't quite maintain the momentum from SummerSlam, but Ambrose and Rollins was just amazing. If the WWE are smart, then Ambrose and Rollins will be the future faces of this company. Also, Paul Heyman's promo left everyone in awe. Can't say enough good thing about the man. Absolute masterclass. Billy Johnson says, good show, but nothing was very memorable. We'll be talking about the show in years to come. Probably not, but enjoyed the story of the main event match. Not a classic, but it was different from a normal main event. Told such a dramatic story. And then the last one, Joshua Smith says, SummerSlam was amazing. Great results, good matches, worth your money. Raw, despite being top heavy with stars and good matches, didn't seem to have the it factor. Looking forward to Henry, Rusev and Dallas Swagger. However, Night of Champions needs to take the scene. No matter how good the match is, it needs to all be about the titles. So a mixed feedback there, bit different from views on the show. So we're going to go to the break and we'll come back with Smackdown in 60 seconds and Sugs Stunners. So come back.
Be sure to listen to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
What?
Every Sunday with Kenny Killer and the Gal Dem Sugar Sugs.
Yes!
With all the news, views, and laughter that you want.
They like jet airplanes. They like long limousines.
Every Sunday, the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast on Podomatic, iTunes, and YouTube.
So why don't you choke on that, slap nut?
Okay, welcome back to the Sunday Segue. I'm joined by JC Clarkson and Ryan Mad Dog Murphy. Okay, so Smackdown in 60 seconds. I guess it's roll with it, Sugs. So we had a change to the panel. Tom Phillips is now the head play-by-play, and we have the same old Cole and JBL. Orton comes out, says he's been called the Legend Killer, the Apex Predator, and the Viper, and he's never been called a loser, and Roman Reigns is going to pay. We get Rollins against Swagger. Rollins throws him over the barricade, then when he comes back in, he walks into a curb stomp and falls back outside, and Rollins wins. Bo comes out again and says Swagger's gone from an American hero to American Zero. We get Rusev against Sin Cara. Sin Cara in the worst ring gear ever. Quick accolades, and then Henry comes out and Rusev runs away. Orton's talking to Renee, gets blindsided. RVD is talking to Renee and gets blindsided by Orton. Then we get their match. Orton just basically beats him down, gives him an RK1 to a chair in the ring. Reigns is talking to Renee, says someone needs to kill the legend of Randy Orton, and it's going to be him. We get Natalya against Paige, and we get exactly the same thing happening from Raw, except this time she taps out to a sharpshooter. Stardust and Goldust against the Wyatts. Goldust gets the pin, and then they get beat down by the Wyatts. And then we get Reigns versus Miz in the main event. Orton comes down to ringside, causing a distraction. Surprise, surprise. We get a spear on Miz, and Orton wins. Orton tries to take the chair and do the same thing he did to RVD, but Reigns escapes, and Orton runs away. Fade to black. Shit, Smackdown again. Okay, so we're going to go now with Sugs Stunners. Start off with Jobber of the Week. So I'm going to put this out to the guests. So, Jace, who would you say was Jobber of the Week? Who jobbed out the biggest?
That put me on the spot. I don't. Paige. Yep.
Paige? Yeah, because she lost twice to SmackDown and Raw. Okay. Murphy. Move of the Week. This should be easy on a week with such high
Absolutely easy for me. It was the running powerbomb onto the chairs in the Ambrose and Rollins match.
Definitely sick move. Just pulled it off really good. And I'm going to ask you both this one. So, Jace, first of all, Wrestler of the Week.
I'm going to give it to Rollins. Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, I think he's doing a good job, as the heel, that, cowardly heel type of person, but then he can go in the ring, which is always what you need to do. So, yeah, and Murphy, I think you're going to go the opposite way.
I'm not going to go for Ambrose. I'm going to go for Roman Reigns. Yeah, because there's no there's no gimmicks, there's no stipulations. He's just flat out owning the ring.
Okay, so we get a Rollins and a Reigns, so 2/3 of the Shield for a Wrestler of the Week. Okay, so that's about it for the show today. Thanks to Branstano, he's not here because he didn't watch Raw. Thanks to Jace Ace Clarkson. Any shout outs, mate?
No, to be honest, last few times it's been a shout out for Murphy. He's here now.
Okay, no shout outs to your homeboy, Chinagwa?
No, fuck him. It's the Sugs takeover.
Exactly. Fuck Chinagwa. Okay, that's good. And great to finally have Ryan Mad Dog Murphy on the show. Murphy, any...
Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to my mate Greg Stewart, because yesterday he nominated me for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. And as today is my debut on your show, I'm going to let you guys know I'm nominating you two when I do it later.
Okay, well, I've already done it, so I can send you the video later. And I actually need to make my nomination, because I've done it, and I'm going to make sure my donation, sorry. I've done it, I'm going to make sure I give my money, not like people just throwing water on themselves and doing anything. So, cheers
no
man,
problem.
I've managed to avoid it so far.
No chance this afternoon. I'm doing it, and I'm calling you out.
Safe.
Okay, so there's no in the words of this week, because that's Kinney's gimmick, and I don't want to infringe on his dryness. So just goes to me to say thanks again to my guests and to everyone else. Make sure you keep listening, and we'll holler at you next week.
You could choke on that, Sam Nuts.